Alright, guys, so Dana White yesterday ended up coming out and announcing on Twitter and on Instagram the lineup for UFC 304 is. This is nothing like official as of yet, but it looks like this might be the main card for the pay-per-view for UFC 304, which is in Manchester. This is not in London, in Manchester. I can't remember the last time they were in Manchester, but to headline the card, all right. We all had a feeling. Leon Edwards, he is at the top of the totem pole. He will be defending his welterweight title against Bilal Muhammad. These two had fought before. This is actually a rematch. I think the last time these two had fought was in 2021. Leon was doing good work against Bilal Muhammad in that fight, and the fight ended, I believe, in round 1 or round 2, if I'm not mistaken, due to eye pokes. So, unfortunately, that fight never really got, what's it called? We never really got to see much. All we saw was just that Leon looked quicker in that fight, but both these fighters are way different because Leon has gone on to be a champion. Bilal Muhammad, he has gone on and just win fights and, knocked out Sean Brady, got a big victory over Gilbert Burns. So, I believe we ended up getting the betting lines right now. I gotta see what they're looking like. You will see. But yeah, I think it was Bilal Muhammad came as the underdog. Leon Edwards came as the favorite. Right now, that's not what the betting lines was yesterday. The betting line is now currently minus 270 Leon Edwards, plus 220 Bilal Muhammad. I mean, I could understand why they're saying that, but this is also a 5-round fight. I wouldn't mind sprinkling some money on Bilal Muhammad. The man is very durable, and I just feel like a lot can happen within those 25 minutes. Where I understand Leon could just knock him out. These two are two totally different fighters since the last time that they ended up meeting each other inside the octagon. But it's a very interesting fight. I know a lot of people didn't want Bilal Muhammad to get this title opportunity. And, hey, you know what? How can you deny somebody a title opportunity when you have been on a 10-fight unbeaten streak? I mean, it's pretty hard to do. And Leon Edwards was in the same boat a couple years ago, up until he ended up head kicking Kamaru Usman into the Shadow Realm. Because if he would have lost that fight, which he was losing 4 rounds to 1 or 3 rounds to 1 going into that last minute, Leon Edwards was never going to fight for a title ever again. Co-main event, the interim heavyweight champion, or many have considered as the real heavyweight champion, Tom Aspinall, he will be in the co-main event slot. He will be defending his interim title against not Ciryl Gane. Alright. He'll be defending his title against none other than Curtis Blaydes. So Curtis Blaydes, came up big in UFC 299. He ended up getting a TKO victory over Jailton Almeida. Jailton Almeida was I believe a favorite in that fight. Curtis ended up just taking advantage of dumb IQ and just grounding and pounding or elbow shotting, while Jailton was trying to go for a single leg, and that victory ended up getting him to where he wanted to be. He got him this opportunity. Originally, the UFC wanted Ciryl Gane to fight for this belt, but unfortunately, Ciryl Gane had to decline. He has obligations coming up for the Olympics. I think he's going to be one of the torch bearers, if I'm not mistaken. And there's rumors that he is filming a movie in Paris, so he says he wouldn't have time to do any of that type of stuff on top of enter a camp. So he had to decline. If Tom Aspinall does defeat Curtis Blaydes, that means that Tom Aspinall's title, in my opinion, alright, and I feel like in a lot of other people's opinion, that his belt will hold a lot heavier weight and credibility as opposed to the belt that John Jones ended up winning which was also a vacant belt. And he defeated Cyril Gane for, which he hasn't defended the belt. I understand that he's been injured, but he is just squatting on his on position on trying to defend that title. He only wants to defend that title against Stipe. I know a lot of people are getting very tired of this notion that he's holding up the division. He is holding up the division, but thank God for this interim title, because Tom Aspinall says he's willing to fight at any time, any place, anywhere. He wants to just be very active, and I feel like if he keeps on defending the belt, that belt will be the real belt in a lot of people's eyes, as opposed to the belt that John Jones is carrying. In the featured fight, we have Paddy Pimblett, all right, coming back to Manchester. He'll be fighting none other than Bobby King Green. Bobby Green just had a good performance against Jim Miller at UFC 300. Bobby Green, who has been kind of on a tear outside of that bad loss that he ended up getting against Jalen Turner, which that referee wasn't helping him whatsoever, because he ate so many punches to the head. I feel like this is more of a 50-50 type of fight, because Bobby Green is pretty good, and Paddy Pimblett is a wizard when it comes to his jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. But my biggest thing is, can Paddy Pimblett bring this fight to the ground? Because if he keeps this fight at standing, right, Bobby Green's gonna just pick him apart. I just do not think that. Yeah, I don't think that Bobby Green's gonna want to take any chances whatsoever, trying to take down Paddy Pimblett. So it's just a matter of, can Paddy go for the takedowns and be successful trying to take down Bobby Green? If not, then we already kind of know where this fight is going to go at. Another fight on the card, it will be Manel Kape. He'll be fighting Muhammad Mokaev. Muhammad Mokaev had a decision victory over Alex Perez. Muhammad Mokaev thought that he was going to be fighting Alexandre Pantoja at UFC 301 for the title, but he had a very boring performance. There was nothing much to it, which led to him to fighting in front of his home crowd, not getting the title shot, and now he's facing a killer, Manel Kape. And I feel like the winner of this, I feel like it's going to be very impossible for them to deny them getting a title shot opportunity against Alexandre Pantoja later in the year. And then lastly, the last fight that Dana White ended up announcing was Giga Chikadze versus Arnold Allen. That looks like that will be your opener of the main card. That is a great fight. I know a lot of people are not talking about that. A lot of people are talking about the top two fights and the Paddy Pimblett fight. But that fight in particular, that's going to be a great fight, because Giga Chikadze, that guy's a warrior. That guy's a leg kicking machine. He knows how to attack the body. You saw what he ended up doing to Cub Swanson and stuff like that. And you're fighting somebody who should have been fighting for a belt already, but unfortunately, with the way the division was being held up at the very moment, because of the fact that Volkanovski at that time was trying to go for double champ status, Arnold Allen, I feel like should have fought for a belt, loses to Max Holloway, takes that fight, goes backwards, loses to the Russian dude. I can't remember his name. He ended up Movsar Evloev, right? Losing to Movsar Evloev in a very close fight. And now he is going to be fighting Giga Chikadze. Very interesting situation, just because never would have thought that Arnold Allen will beat 2 fights down in a row in his UFC career. He's very good. I think Giga is very good as well too. I think the winner of this matchup, right, they catapult themselves back into top 4, top 5 contention for a belt, and then the loser of this will be most likely the gatekeeper for featherweight when it comes to top 10, just because this fight you can't afford to lose, and if you do happen to lose, then the UFC is more than likely going to label you as a gatekeeper. But yeah, this card is actually pretty good. I'm actually enjoying the fact that it sucks for UK fans. I'm not gonna lie. The pay-per-view is gonna be at 3 a.m. But this card is gonna be fantastic for us Americans. Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad, Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades, Paddy Pimblett, Bobby Green. I mean, that right there should just sell itself. And on paper, the main card could be top 5 for the year. All right, top 5 if anything, as what we have, constructed so far. But man, Dana White knows how to put on a good card for the UK fans, and this one looks like it's going to deliver. Now, the question is, are the both English champs going to be able to retain the title? I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like Tom, yes. Big question marks on the main event. Do not know if Leon Edwards is going to be able to stop the relentless onslaught that Bilal Muhammad brings to the table. So I'll be very interested to see that main event. But I'll be sure that I'll be watching, and I'm going to have that date circled. Can't wait for UFC 304. All right. Until then, guys, I'm Flavio Rihanna. This is my reaction towards the Dana White announcements towards UFC 304, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya. Peace.